Hi everyone, and welcome back to another 2024 election prediction. This is another fan-requested prediction between Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. So this is if Bill Clinton runs for a third term in 2024. Donald Trump, of course, would be running for a second term. So this is hypothetical, and this is not possible because the president can't run for a third term, as you probably know. Bill Clinton served 2 terms, and of course he's running against Donald Trump. This prediction, if I'm being completely honest, it's really so hard to anticipate. Because first of all, it's not possible. But second of all, it's just so hard to predict how a former president would do. Because Bill Clinton, I think a lot of people would remember how good his presidency was, to be honest. And I'm saying that from an independent view. How he was economically conservative but socially liberal. That pleased many people. And, in my opinion, in my opinion, I'll just say, in my opinion, I think he's one of the best policy, on terms of policy, he's one of the best presidents ever. But, of course, there's the scandal. Whitewater, first of all, which we now know more information about after his presidency. And, of course, the scandal that led to his impeachment. So, and he's known as, the president who is a complete liar. So, it's really so hard to anticipate how they would do. And, so a lot of women, I feel, would really be stuck because they're obviously not going to support Bill Clinton because of his scandal. But a lot of women do not like Donald Trump either because of the remarks I made. I'm not saying all of them, a lot of them, and women turned out heavily for Biden in 2020. So let's see how he does. So going to safe Democratic states, I think he would be able to do generally well in the safe Democratic states. I think that he would be able to win states like Oregon, Connecticut, and Maine solidly. Ones that are close to becoming likely. New Jersey, not so much. I think that's too Republican. I think that will be likely for Bill Clinton. I think that, of course, Vermont will be safe. Going to save Trump states, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. And Trump will run a good campaign against Bill Clinton. We have to remember that. It's going to be very interesting, honestly, because I really see Bill Clinton doing pretty well among men in rural areas. I really think he will. Trump will run a good campaign here in many of these rural states, but I see Bill Clinton doing very well with white men. And, of course, Bill Clinton comes from the state of Arkansas, so that's going to definitely have an impact on surrounding states, mostly just like Kansas and Kentucky, I think, West Virginia. And he does have some extent to a Rust Belt appeal, I believe. Due to him being economically conservative, he will use his record, his policy record at least, to his advantage, because his policy record really is good in terms of economy. It appeals to many people. African Americans, they're not going to, turn out for Bill Clinton in the highest numbers as they did for Biden, I don't feel. South Carolina, I do think would stay likely because of the fact that Bill Clinton comes from the South. Texas, I don't see him doing that well with minorities, so that'll be likely. Florida, Trump will run a good campaign. I see this becoming even more Republican. Well, he does come from the South again, so he does have Southern appeal. So that'll be a lean Trump state. And honestly, it's really so hard to say. But Arkansas, I don't think would go to Bill Clinton, because then again, Trump does have a major appeal also here, so that'll be likely. In Georgia and North Carolina, I think both of these states would be tilt Trump. I see him pulling out wins in both of these states because he still has that rural appeal among white men. Bill Clinton might have something more with white men, more than Joe Biden, but still, it's Trump we're talking about. But going to Montana and Kansas, sorry, I said Montana, so weird. Montana and Kansas, I see both of these states being likely. I think it's going to do well in the rural areas. I think that state of Kentucky will be likely. He did well here. Hillary Clinton, no, Hillary Clinton did not do that well here. I don't know what I was saying. But fact of the matter is, I think that he would win the state of Kentucky likely. I think that he would win Indiana likely. Iowa and Ohio, I believe he did well in both of these states in 1992 and 1996. So long ago, it's so hard to say how well someone will do. But ultimately, Trump still has the jobs appeal here. I think Bill Clinton will have some extent to a jobs appeal, but not, of course, no one will compare it to as much as the jobs appeal as to Trump. So I do think that both of these states would stay likely. Going to Alaska, that'll probably have to stay likely. I mean, in a red wave year, we have to remember that it's not shifting to the right, to the left so much. But going up to Maine second, I see Bill Clinton pulling out a win here by tilt margin. A lot of young men here who will turn out for Bill Clinton in high numbers. I feel a pretty independent type and pretty third-party type district here that I do think would go to Bill Clinton, and Maine at large would be safe for Bill Clinton. Going to Michigan, that'll be lean Bill Clinton. I see him doing pretty well with the blue collar workers, really in the whole Rust Belt, really in the whole Rust Belt. I think that Minnesota would go likely, or probably lean actually, because women, is not going to do well. He's not going to do phenomenal with women, so that'll be lean. Nebraska second, Trump will probably win by tilt margin, but ultimately Trump will have the edge in states like Wisconsin. In states like, we'll get to more. But, Wisconsin is too much of a Trump state. I don't see it going to Bill Clinton. But I do see Bill Clinton winning Virginia by a likely margin. Going to Pennsylvania, that will have to be a Trump state by a tilt margin, just because of the fact that Clinton won't turn out women, especially suburban women, where suburban women come into play so much in states like Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Iowa, and really the whole Rust Belt. So that will tilt the state into Donald Trump's favor. That'll be a tilt Trump state. Going up to New Hampshire, a pretty rural state that I will give to Bill Clinton by a lean margin. I think that he would once again carry New Mexico and Colorado by wide margins. There's a Democratic base here that he will definitely appeal to. New Mexico will probably be lean because of the women. And going to Arizona and Nevada, Trump will probably be able to win both of these states by tilt margins. I think Bill Clinton's scandal really will just tilt both of these states into his favor. So Trump wins with 297 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 241. At this point in time, Bill Clinton does better than Joe Biden in the general election because he carries the state of Michigan and state of New Hampshire, which is pretty insane to think about. But then again, that's my opinion, and I'm like 12, so doesn't mean anything. So thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.